Oh, that's where I left YouTube. I'm a nerdy kind of guy. I don't think I want to change my own oil, but I mean, are you serious? Be a man. Or a woman, you know, whatever. Whoever you are, it's really easy. You need a couple of things from your local, whatever, Pep Boys or Canadian Tire if you're in Canada. You need things that are already in your car and a little bit of time, and it makes it real easy. Dipstick, right? Huh? Most cars you don't even need to change the oil until the computer tells you. What kind of oil oh well, SE0W20. Well, that's because this is a Honda and it's kind of weird. Most cars take 5W30. We're going to go buy a filter and then I'm going to show you how to change your oil in your driveway with very little tools. So, cut to me. Whoa, how'd you get in my arms? Anyways, here we are. We're going to buy some oil. Let's go. Oil. You gonna film? If you're going to be the cameraman, you have to hold it right. Hold it like this. See? 14,612, 14,6. All right, we're good. We're golden. Call Jiffy Lube.
Calling Jiffy Lube.
Morning, Jiffy Lube.
Hey, they're just wondering what it costs to change the oil in a 2012 Honda Civic. Just a 1.8 liter.
Yeah, you're using 020 in it?
Yep.
Semi-synthetics, $63.99. Full synthetics, $87.99.
Alright, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Well, so, here's our price chart. He said $63.99 for semi-synthetic. I don't even know what he means by that. And $87.99 before taxes. I spent $34.88 for full synthetic oil. So I don't know. I'm sure you can get away with some mix of 5W30 and 0W20 here. But it kills me, the price here. Almost $100 to do the oil change that I'm going to be doing today at Jiffy Lube. So, and I'm spending $40. Now there are a couple of other expenses you're going to have to get into if you're going to do an oil change properly. You might say to yourself, hey Timmy Joe, it can't be that easy to do an oil change. Honestly, $40 worth of supplies, a little bit of know-how, the tools that should already be in your car, and you're going to need like a 14mm wrench and a place to store the oil when it hits the floor, and you can do it, okay? And I'll prove that in a second. But some things you might want to invest in. Jack stands. I have lots of them. I have some bigger ones for trucks. I have some smaller ones for cars. I have a hydraulic pump jack. Real simply, while you're grabbing your oil, it would really help for you to grab a funnel. I mean, how easy is that? But funnel. Now I have a manual, but just for fun's sake, even if you don't, put your emergency brake on. Okay, for the sake of safety, we're going to assume you have two jack stands. And this is so when we jack the car up enough to access the oil drain plug, the car doesn't fall on it. Two of them at your local auto parts store might be $40 if you're lucky. This is a reinforced spot that you're going to put the jack at. This engine cross member here will be able to support the weight of the car. Both wheels are chalked and we have jack stands under the jacked up areas. I've been under the car and it looks like I can reach the oil pan no problem. We've got all our supplies. We've got a funnel. Wear some gloves, why not? If you just ran your car, the engine oil might be hot, so watch out for that. Other things you might want to consider. Creeper. If you're not willing to buy a creeper or you don't have the need for one, you can also always use cardboard. We can find right here, easy peasy, Honda's laid it out for us, engine oil. This is the oil plug. Now you want to be careful because even though you find a bolt like this, it might be your transmission fluid, it might be something that's you really don't want, you know, emptying out because you won't be able to replace it. Also, before you start, check and make sure you have easy access to your filter, and make sure, because we're trying to do it without all my special tools. Let's see if I can just, you don't have to worry about bending the oil filter to get it off, or you just don't want to get oil all over the place. But there we go. See, I used a pair of channel locks and I loosened it up. You can bend these. They're just made out of like, tin. If you really can't get it off, is this thing. And check this out. You put this thing on here and you can just twist right off. It's like a righty turny lefty loosey type deal. Anyways, holy Mary Joseph. Oh, there we go. Ouch. And the rest should come off with your fingies. That's why we want to be wearing gloves, because we're going to get some oil on our fingies. Watch this. Woo! There we go. And once this is flowing, open the oil cap, and that'll really get the juices flowing. Now the great thing about this oil catch is there's a spot here, oil filter. Whoa, there we go. Nice and dirty. So let's talk brands here real quick. Does it matter what you buy? Probably not. Quaker State, Fram, it's all garbage, really. But it's meant for your car, and unless you're driving some sort of 300 horsepower Subaru STI or some sort of high performance truck or something like that, it doesn't matter what you buy. As long as it's rated for the vehicle, it'll be fine. I got some Valvoline, I got some Motomaster over there oil. I bought the cheapest Quaker State filter. Another thing you're gonna have to do is put a little oil, new oil, put it in the cap, rub it around the ring here. What that'll do is make it so when I go to do my next oil change, this actually comes off. You want to do that with, some new oil there. Watch you don't drop this new filter into the old oil. That would just be stupid. If it's still dripping a little bit of oil, that's no big deal. Go ahead and put our nut back on and snug. And our oil filter is now safe and secure. You want to grab a rag and make sure it's hand tight, but as tight as possible with your hand. Let's go ahead and be careful, but use our water bottle funnel. Alright, we've had a minute to sit here. We can see that the oil is sitting in the middle of this little perforated area, so we have just enough oil in the car. Remember that oil expands when hot, so you want it in the middle so that it's at the top of that range when it's hot. Secure your cap back on. Well, we've got the hood open. Just a few other things you could check. Make sure you've got power steering fluid. There's a min and a max there, and I can tell it is at max. This is your brake fluid. Make sure that there's brake fluid in there, but most modern cars will tell you if these things have leaked out, so there's not much to worry about. Make sure your battery terminals aren't full of green death and that they're secured in there. You could check your air filter, but that's for another video. Just make sure that none of these components have like excessive black marks around them. Everything looks kind of engine-y, but I know it's hard to tell if you don't know what you're looking at, but easy things to check. As well as when you're under the car, if there's leaks, obviously you want to have those checked out by a professional. Like if you can tell your oil pan's leaking or there's some pink or green fluid underneath it, could be transmission fluid or antifreeze. So if you're underneath there and you see those, you might as well have a mechanic check it out. It's definitely worth it. Wonderful! There, you're a man. You've done your first oil change, or at least I hope you will, because it's something you should at least do once in your life, if not multiple times. It really helps to have a few extra things, but let's go over what we really do need. We needed a jack, which the car should have, but check before you consider doing this and buy all the tools yourself. 2 jack stands. Very necessary, and like I say, you should be able to pick those up for cheap. I wouldn't go using wood blocks or anything like that, but to each his own. You'll definitely need some sort of adjustable wrench to get the oil pan loose. You need an oil catch of some sort. You could use some sort of Tupperware or like a leftover bucket or something that's laying around inside your shop or your house. You need a funnel. Well, we made one of those out of a water bottle, so that's easy. And some rags, or of course you could use paper towel. Things to make it easier, a floor jack. A floor jack's much easier than doing it manually. I'm still a little out of breath from using the jack that came with the car, but totally not necessary to have a floor jack. Some real funnels, why not? Creeper, I have one. I could have got some cardboard out, but why? I mean, it's just saving your back from getting dirty, and easier to get around underneath the car. And of course, if you're going to do this in the wintertime, it really helps to have a garage. I will do my own oil changes in the garage in the wintertime, no problem. But you can do them outside, and I have done them outside in the snow, no big deal. But yeah, it's really not hard to change your own oil. And watch this video. If there's anything you want to know about, ask me in the comments. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah, if you want more how-to videos, let me know. I know a lot of things. I may not be an expert on them, but yeah, Timmy Joe Reviews Anything. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you go change your own oil. So have fun.
Thank you.